Okay, I'm going to go ahead and introduce week 4 to you. And week 4 is September the 3rd through the 9th. We're doing just review and assessment. You're going to want to study all of chapter 4, pages 115 to 142, as well as pages 10, 12, 25, 29, 30, 62, 67, 83, and 86. You should be able to use chapter 4 vocabulary to write a paragraph about your families. In this paragraph, you should be able to relate the names of at least 4 family members, their ages, the relation each person has to you, like if they're your mother, your father, etc. A few activities that each family member does on his or her own free time, and then a few things that you guys do together. As always, you should use adjectives, adjective agreement rules, article noun agreement rules, and regular present tense verbs to write this paragraph. And it is due on the 6th of September. There are no videos for this week since it's review, but I still want you to check in the class participation. Click on the thread, hit reply, and post any questions or concerns you have about the class or the assignment so far. We have writing assignment 1. We're going to workshop this like we did your oral dialogue. So you would open it up, and then you will tell me about your family members. And when you're, you're going to write a short paragraph. You're going to tell me the names and ages of at least 4 people in your family, each person's relationship to you, whether they're mother, father, brother, etc. A few activities that they do on their own, and some that they do together with you. When you're ready, you're going to hit prepare submission. You're going to write that little paragraph, and then you're going to hit save changes. Okay. Then just like the oral dialogue, I'm going to take this workshop and move it down to week 5. And in week 5, you'll open it again. And instead of seeing your own submission, you're going to see someone else's, and you're going to critique it as well as I'm going to critique it. We are going to take a test on the second half of chapter 2 in class September the 7th. If you're in my online class, you're going to complete it by the end of the day, the 6th. Okay, and I'll go over the test in a minute. The oral dialogue preparation, when you get to this week, this little oral dialogue will have been, the workshop will be moved down here. You click on it, you're going to see somebody else's oral dialogue script, and you're going to go through and you're going to critique it. And let's look at the test. Okay, so test 2, chapter 4. My online class, you'll see an online version of this, but this is the same information. It says identificar el objeto directo. Listen carefully to each sentence and identify the direct object. Then choose the sentence that correctly replaces the direct object with a pronoun. So you'll hear a sentence. You have to figure out what in that sentence is the direct object and how could you restate it using that direct object. And you'll just circle how you would restate it. Okay, sabes identificar el objeto directo. You're going to read these sentences below. You're going to find the direct object in the sentence, and you're going to circle it in the choices that you've been given. Escribir pronombres del objeto directo. You're going to read the sentence again, identify the direct object, and then replace it with a direct object pronoun. So this is the full sentence. This is the sentence written again using your direct object pronoun. Preferencias, this is vocabulary. You'll just read these sentences and fill in the vocabulary where that best completes the sentence. ¿Cuál es correcto? Your classmate wrote some sentences in Spanish to practice the demonstrative adjectives. However, he can't remember the gender of his nouns. Help him by selecting the demonstrative adjective that correctly completes each question or statement. So you have options of demonstratives that you'll be plugging into the sentence. Remember that demonstratives, they're adjectives, so they agree in gender and number with the nouns that they describe, as well as think about location. Most of the time, it's going to be agreement that will help you decide the one to pick, but location is also key. Okay. Saber y conocer. Complete the sentences with the correct form of either saber or conocer. Be sure to make any necessary changes to the verb form. So you decide whether, remember, saber and conocer both mean to know, but they're not used interchangeably. So decide which one would make sense in these scenarios, and then make sure that the spelling matches who the subject is, who's the person doing the knowing. Okay? And that's everything.